this happens to every woman in the world, even those in Africa. It must be horrible because they don't even have clothes to wear. What do they do? Proof that God is a man. Who else would think of having girls bleed from their private area? And God must be angry at me because he planned it to happen on Sunday at the Holman's pool party. I was vainly showing off my new bathing suit. David laughed in his sneaky way and asked me where the mud was I had sat in. I was so embarrassed and scared, and I had to go home with a towel wrapped around me. Mrs. Holman looked sympathetic and told me to see my mother. Diary, it was not red. It was coming from my body in brown clumps, and it hasn't stopped. And when you go to the bathroom, it sticks to the pad I have to wear because I'm getting hairs. It is all so awful. Mom says I will get used to it and to be happy because this is natural. I am growing up. My breasts will start to break through my skin now. And I will get pimples. Naturally awful, I say. I hate the safety pins and the belt that I have to wear to hold up the pad between my legs. I can't walk, and Dad and David just laugh. I can't go to school tomorrow. Everyone will know. I don't have a purse to carry supplies, and Barb says that if you need pads, you have to go to the principal's office and ask the secretary. She is always miserable. I don't like her. She hands it to you in a brown paper lunch bag, I am told. I'm so upset, and it just makes me have more cramps. I feel sick. I learned this happens to every woman in the world, even those in Africa. It must be horrible because they don't even have clothes to wear. What do they do? Mandy's in heat and bleeds all over the kitchen floor. Mom says this is because she's not spayed. They're going to the vets next week. I asked if I could get spayed too. Dad just laughed and told me I was stupid. I'm worried about dry humping too, like she does. She does it to our legs all the time. I've not started doing that yet, but maybe I will. I think there is more going on than Mom and Nancy are saying. Everything about this is awful. This has been a hard week. The most difficult of my life. It is so difficult to share with you, Diary, because it is yucky. Really, truly the yuckiest. Mom says I'm becoming a woman, but I don't want that. I'm only 12. Barb told me I can now have a baby, but who wants that before I even have my babysitting badge? This will happen every 28 days until I am as old as Norma. It's called a cycle. I will need a calendar. And Nancy calls the bleeding the time of the month. When it happened on Sunday, Mom says, "Oh, now I understand why you had been so extra hard to tolerate on Saturday." She said she should have seen the signs. I couldn't stop crying. I just wanted to be alone and eat chips. This will also happen every month of my life. It is called pre-blood. I have to lay on the floor now with my legs up on the couch to get comfortable watching TV. My back hurts. My life is over before it even begins. I thought it was going to be beautiful becoming a woman like Anne-Marie and that girl, or Mary Richards in Minneapolis. They must get their periods too. How did they keep it a secret from Donald or Lou? A dog ran across the street and sniffed me today. Horrible. I asked Barb if boys bleed from their bums so they can make babies too, and if it makes them to be in a bad mood like Andrew Fraser. She says they get premature ejaculation from their pee parts. But she didn't know what that was. She just kept flicking her finger at me. We need to look at the book from her mom, Doris, called What Every Girl Should Know. Some older girls were talking in the bathroom at school. It is like a secret club, those that have begun and those that have not. I have only told Darlene, Janice, and Barb. Mom has gotten me a present. She is trying her best to make me feel better. I will now have a monthly subscription to Miss Chatelaine magazine to celebrate my monthly. I don't feel like celebrating. This is no party. Now, everywhere I look, I see blood. Or something about what Darlene calls a visit from Aunt Flo. Dougie calls it Shark Week. There was an article in the paper about Judy Chicago doing an art installation on Menzies with a completely red bathroom with the garbage can full of rolled up pads. How disgusting. I have heard that boys play with themselves all the time and leave stains on sheets. But I never heard of a girl who plays with themselves. Is that another natural thing, diary? I wish you could talk to me. You are my best friend, and I'm scared. I keep staring at everyone's private parts at school, even Miss Weeb's, to see if they're having their period or not. So far, I can't tell. Why is it called a period anyway? Poor Dawn had hers yesterday, and when she leaned over, the boys started laughing, and Dougie pulled her sanitary belt and snapped it onto her back. It was funny. Dawn started to cry. Barb says it's like a cavern down there, dark and wet, and only married ladies are allowed to wear tampons, and it takes a lot of Vaseline. They look like bullets in a cardboard holder, and I heard a story that Darlene's sister forgot to pull the string and it got lost up there, and she had to go to the hospital so they could dig it out. It's so frightening being a girl. What else are they not telling us? Thank you.